RBB Morning Show, the coach, mentor, marketing, and social media strategist you need each and every morning. RBB, a live morning talk show that gives you the ability to get the coach you need, strategist you wish you could afford, social media manager and strategist, marketing strategist, project manager, certified OBM, VA, business startup strategist, profit strategist, web strategist, email funnel strategist, sales page strategist, PR strategist, time management, mindset, and overall business development strategist. We answer it all. With over 25 years of business experience, both in corporate and small business worlds, we really can answer it all.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I can't believe it's Thursday already. I've been thinking it was Thursday all week, and now it's finally Thursday, and I'm like, ah!
You look like a ladybug this morning. I like it.
Yes, my husband likes my ladybug tank top.
Does Evelyn?
It for me.
Doesn't Evelyn, I bet, likes it.
I bet Evelyn does like it, but Evelyn has been grounded for the last week and a half, so Evelyn has not been watching us. She is still running her business, and she's able to do that, and she's doing a very good job.
That's
and
good.
Everybody's very happy, and she's been hired more than once for most of the jobs that she's done, her and her little team.
Job, baby.
So they took a day off yesterday because it was storming and they couldn't do most of the things they do yesterday. And they paid to go to the local museum for the museum, to get into the museum for everybody. It was my poor sister, her and 10 children and one other adult went to the museum yesterday.
Doesn't your sister enjoy that? Didn't she have them all bake a cake once?
Yeah, she did. But yesterday was a little much. In a museum, they go like,
yeah.
9 of them can go their own directions. The 10th one is stuck in a stroller, thankfully. But I think my sister's nuts. But today,
bless her heart. We love you, Danielle's sister.
Melissa.
We do love you. We're very sorry, though.
Yeah,
We stand in solidarity with you.
I think she's nuts. I don't do what she does. Nope, not happening. Okay, today we are talking about client management, onboarding, and waitlist. And this is all, I'm actually leaving 90% of this to Gina. I'll just interject here things a little bit.
So, where do we start?
Well, we're going to start with the story of, we had a really crappy week, let me tell you, with one of our vendors.
And a lot of it, yes, and a lot of it has stemmed from this issue has been ongoing, which has made our experience absolutely nightmaric for no reason. Absolutely no reason. So we're going to talk about what a lack of fundamental understanding of how to manage your projects, and then also how to manage client expectations, and how to basically, like, those two things. Like, if there's nothing else that you guys ever learned from me, it's basic project management skills, because you need them. Regardless of what it is that you're doing. Very basic project management skills are really important. And I'm going to explain why here in a second when it comes to your client onboarding and managing how your clients are coming on. But then also managing client expectations. You absolutely have to communicate. There is no excuse to just go off into the oblivion and then react when the client is messaging you angry. And then one other thing, and this is just a complete side note, but I want you to put this on a freaking sticky note and stick it on your computer. Due dates are not a suggestion. They are not a suggestion. They are not negotiable. Once the due date is set, it is set. If you cannot meet it, you need to speak up. You don't just let them just go by and not say anything about it. You don't do that, because there's other people are depending on you delivering by that day. So I just want to point that out.
And you don't let it to get within 3 to 5 days ahead of time. If you are not going to deliver it. So when we are going to deliver a product for a client, and it's completely our responsibility, we tell a client 5 days after we actually think we're going to have it done. So we have a 5-day window. So we have that 5-day cushion in our background. We tell a client, so if something's going to be ready on the 10th, like we know we can have it done by the 10th, we tell the client the 15th. If we aren't done by the 10th, we let the client know there's a little bit of a delay, which gives them 5 days notice that there is going to be a delay, what we think it's going to be, what the new timeline we think it's going to be. Because if I don't have a 5-day cushion with a project, I'm not happy.
And that's called risk mitigation, because you're giving yourself room for life. Things happen. So give yourself room for it. But, and even still, if you feel like you're not going to deliver by the internal due date, you could most likely, and you just let the client know, hey, we're probably not going to deliver by by the 15th. We almost always deliver still by the 15th. But it is because we've removed that pressure. The client's been notified. We know we have room. We've mitigated the risk. So I just want to point that out. That is the most important thing, I think, because here's what's on the line. When you consistently don't deliver and don't communicate, that is your reputation and that is your integrity. Now the client no longer trusts you. And if they don't trust you, everything that you send them, they're going to hate. Everything that you send them, they're going to have issue with. Now you have just created a nightmare for yourself because the client doesn't believe you. The client thinks you're a liar. The client thinks you do shoddy work. And so you've just, and they're telling all their friends. Oh my God, this person is terrible. Do not work with them. They're awful. I saw you in a thread talking to this person. I saw where somebody recommended this person to you. This was my experience, and it was an absolute utter nightmare. Do not work with them. So that's happening in the background too. So keeping your word is your bond. Just the fact if a client trusts you and you're always honest and you always communicate, then you're going to have a much easier time than if you just are blowing the client off and basically taking advantage of them, because that's what you're doing. You're taking advantage of their good nature because they've paid you and signed a contract and they're trusting you in good faith that you are going to do a good job and manage things well and do what you say. So this is a real issue. So now that I've said all that, due dates are not a suggestion. Take them very, very seriously. Take them very seriously. You should take the due date more seriously than the client does. So now, with that being said, let's talk about onboarding our clients, because something that I see happening a lot, and this is a mistake that a lot of new business owners make, especially service providers, is they take on way too many clients at one time. And now they're scrambling and they're overwhelmed and they can't handle it. And they took all the clients on at one time because they want the money. That mentality is going to bite you in the butt every single time. Every time. It does not matter. It's like, oh yeah, I can do it. Oh yeah, I can do it. No. No, you cannot. Nobody can. Danielle and I can't do it. Major corporations can't do it. If you haven't noticed, everywhere has an onboarding process for all clients. The only ones that can handle that are banks, and they don't count. So here is a suggestion, or I guess an example of how you can onboard well. So let's say that you know your limit. Your comfort is you can onboard 3 new clients a month. What does onboarding mean? That means that you are signing them on their contract, getting their invoice paid, getting all of their passwords, and getting oriented. Those things take time. It's a lot of email, it's a lot of back and forth, and a couple of phone calls to get onboarded. And that can take time. So you can do 3 while maintaining your other clients that you already have that you're working with. Now, let's talk about your max. How many clients can you take at one time? This is not an indefinite number. So I'm going to give a VA example because VAs think that this is an indefinite number. No. So here's a very good way for you to do this as a VA or a social media manager. So a good rule of thumb is to just have clients buy a prepackaged number of hours per month. You have your hourly rate of, let's say, $20 an hour, and your packages start at 5 hours per month. So, and the client can work up from there, and that you guys can talk and they can tell you about what they need, and you can guess about how many hours per month that's going to take you. So we'll say 5 hours per month. So now you have that. So now I have this number of hours to do work every month. So we're going to go with, because I'm not good at math, we're going to go with small numbers. Let's say you've only got 20 hours a month to be dedicated to be able to do VA work. Well, that means that you can only take 4 5-hour clients every month. You pay attention to that. Once you cap it, then anybody new that comes in has to go on a wait list until you have more time available. And the way that works is you have a set date when you know you're going to have more time available, because a lot of times you may have a client that's like, oh, well, I don't really need you right now, so I'm going to pause, or I'm going to whatever. And you're like, okay, so however you want to work it out, then you take the deposit and then you have your set start date. And that's your wait list. You don't just put them on a wait list and then they just sit there until whenever the heck you're ready to start with them. That's not how this works. They are paying for a spot on your calendar on a specific date. And when you do that, you are, number one, guaranteeing that you're going to have one client leave and another client slide right in that place. So your revenue is going to do this, not this, which then alleviates this with your clients and with your money and with your revenue. So that's how you handle that. You don't just keep taking people when you know darn good and well you don't have the time for it. Now, let's talk about the more creative people. So let's talk about if you're a web designer or a graphic designer or a videographer or a podcast person. Because this is a little different. So for those type of projects, you should know how many you can do in tandem, and in tandem means simultaneously at the same time. So you know that you can do 2 websites or two logos or 2 whatever at a time. You can work on those at the same time. So, and each of those takes, again, we're going to use small numbers just for my little pea brain's sake. You can do those 2 weeks. So it takes you 2 weeks to get 2 things done. So from there, anybody new that comes in, their start date is after those 2 projects end. And you tell the client that I am currently 2 weeks out. I'm 3 weeks out. I'm 4 weeks out on beginning your project. They put a deposit down. You give them your start date. That is what they've paid for, and that is set in stone. And then that's how you do your wait list. You know exactly how many you can take in that specific period of time, and then when the end date is, and then when the other begins. Do you see why when I said that due dates are not a suggestion? This is why. This is how you keep work moving. This is how you work at your peak and at your best. And this is how you keep clients happy. Because one, they're in the loop on what you're doing. That is the main thing, is any client, it doesn't matter who it is, it's a real leap of faith to outsource work to you. This is a massive leap of faith, and you should really take it seriously, because they're paying you money that they have worked very, very, very hard to earn, probably have been saving because they knew they needed this thing. And then also they're trusting you to get it done. So for us, when we work with a vendor or we work with a contractor, it's client work that we're outsourcing. So we are putting our reputation on the line by outsourcing this work to you. And when you spit in our face by not keeping your word and not doing what you're supposed to do, we're the ones that have to take the brunt of it from the client. And we're the ones that are affected. You got paid, so you're not worried about it. But we run the risk of not getting paid. We run the risk of a client going off and bad-mouthing us. We run the risk of getting chewed out. We also run the risk of work that's dependent on whatever it is that you're doing, getting completely derailed and delayed. And then we have to figure out how to still deliver on time, because we're on a time constraint just as much. So take it seriously. This is not a game, you guys. This is not just, I need money to pay my bills. Take it very, very seriously. There is an impact and there is a butterfly effect to everything that you're doing. Everything that you're doing has an impact. So even if you're just a general administrative VA, you are important. Even if you're just a social media VA, you are important. Even if you're somebody that only pretties up websites, you are important. And what you're doing has an impact on these people that you're doing work for, who you're serving. There is an impact there. And you must take it seriously, because if you don't, you're asking for trouble on down the line. You're asking for unhappy clients. You're asking for having to work overtime and into the night to deliver, because now you've been given a deadline and the client doesn't give a crap what you have to do to make it happen. You just better make it happen, because you've put them off and put them off and put them off and put them off. So by being smart and being professional, taking what you do very seriously, you will are more likely to deliver better high quality service, which means here's the most beautiful thing that comes from all of these things that I'm giving you. The most beautiful thing. People start referring you. Then business starts coming word of mouth. That is the best place to be in, when your business becomes a referral business. And majority of your clients came because somebody else sent them. That says a ton. That says a ton. And you want that. That's what you want. You want that kind of reputation. It doesn't mean you can stop marketing yourself. It doesn't mean that you can, sit and chill. You still work as if you don't. But that, in my opinion, is success. It shows that you have arrived, that you have made it. Not when your revenue hits 6 figures a month, not any of that. But when people think enough of you that they are sending other people to you, and that your reputation is so good, these other people are just like, I just want to sign. I've heard so much good about you. I just want to sign. Let's just get started. That's what you want. And you're not going to get it being sloppy. You're not going to get it not paying attention. You're not going to get it being disorganized. You're not going to get it not taking what you do seriously. And you most certainly are not going to get it making it very obvious that you're taking advantage of the clients and you only wanted their money. So I'm done preaching on a Thursday. I hope that is helpful. I hope you guys got a lot of nuggets out of that. I know it felt like I was lecturing, but unfortunately, when it comes, people do not take operations seriously. That's the thing that
so important.
People for some strange reason, I have been fighting this for years now. They don't take ops seriously. Operations are the lifeblood of your business. They are the lifeblood. If your operations in your business and your processes and your procedures are crap, then your quality of work is crap. That's what you get.
So right now, because of this contractor issue that we're having, this person, let me say, they do phenomenal work when they get it done. So that is never this is not a question here. They're doing amazing work when they get it done. We have 3 clients. I have one client that just did $3,500 worth of chargebacks because a project that didn't get delivered on time. I have another client who is now not going to continue their contract, which is like $5,000 loss for a plus for our business. And we have another that could potentially, if we don't rescue this by the end of the day today, not want to continue working with us. That's 3 dependent on contractors not doing their jobs correctly. Now, I'm going to tell you, this contractor does phenomenal work. They will never work for us again.
Never.
Because we cannot take this risk.
It's too big of a risk.
Deal.
It's too big of a risk. And not only that, they have to be babysat. So when somebody outsources to you, they are paying you to take it off their plate. That includes the management of it. Mm-hmm. That includes making sure that it is done on time. That is one of the things that you're being paid for. So for me, you guys know, I'm sassy. I say what I think. And I do all of those things, and that's fine. But I don't like having to be mean. I don't like having to bring the hammer down. I don't like having to call somebody out. But I especially hate when I have to do that and I don't get an apology. When they are told the impact that they have created on my company and they don't give a bleep about it. That tells me, that is so telling. So no, this contractor will never work for us again because they took advantage of us. They've been paid and are not delivering. One website is a month late and still not done.
I have a website that's 2 months late.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that does not even bring up the other, like the impact that we haven't even else brought up, like to us directly. We've been having to put a product launch off for 2 months. Waiting.
Yeah. So
and no care has been shown. No empathy has been shown. And let me tell you, you guys, I am hot. And like I don't talk big. Like I mean it. I'm mad. And because I'm mad, that means if I see one thing I don't like, it's gonna, because that's how I had that, and I hate that. But I absolutely hate that, because what we're experiencing with this one contractor is what makes all the rest of us look bad. It makes all the rest of us look bad. So then this is why a lot of times clients are more of a headache than they need to be, because they've been burned. They've been burned, and they've been through a situation like what we're going through right now, which is why you have to go above and beyond for them. Because once they trust you and they feel comfortable, guess what? They leave you alone and let you get your work done because they trust you. But you have to earn that trust. And unfortunately, what we're experiencing right now is more common than how Danielle and I run our company.
Yep.
So take it seriously. Take it seriously.
And not for nothing, Gina and I are pretty dang good at the sales end, gathering clients, and like a long-term partnership for any company, especially when you're working with an agency. Any agency, not just solopreneurs, sometimes solopreneurs, but it behooves you to make sure that when you're working with an agency, you go above and beyond and deliver well. Now, we have a few other contractors, but this other contractor we started working with about a month ago. And she has consistently delivered quickly, been very communicative, and gone above and beyond. The first project she did for us was a test project, and we hired her. We paid her what we would normally pay her. We didn't lowball her or anything. And she went way above and beyond to impress us. And she prefaced it that this is about 4 more hours worth of work than I would normally do on a project like this, but I want to earn your trust, earn your respect, and I want to get more business from you. So she went above and beyond. This is what I charged you. This is what I would normally charge you. I did go above and beyond, but here you go. And then we gave her the next project, and she went just a little bit above and beyond that time. And the next everything that we've done with her so far has been amazing. She's done her job. She's kept us in the loop. She had a couple issues with something, and she was letting me know, like every 40, she had to deliver. She had a delivery date that she said she would give us. And it was only 24-hour turnaround time. So she didn't have a whole lot of time to like warn us that she ran into some issues, but she let us know as soon as she ran into an issue. She said, I think it'll take me another 45 minutes. And it was only about 20 minutes into that. She's like, no, I think it's going to take a couple more hours. Please give me time. And every like half hour or so, she let me know where she was because she was behind on the delivery.
So if you guys aren't like at its core, this is relationship building and relationship management.
Very much so.
This is respecting the other person in the relationship, because that's what business is. Business is relationships. And the more you nurture them and the more you build them, the better off you will be. Because business is really just relationships. It's all relationships. So you don't want to crap all over that.
Amen
You
to
don't.
that.
So now this contractor that she's talking about, we're not looking. We're good. We have another agency that we're working with that has been phenomenal, and they will be getting more of our business.
And they to say phenomenal is even putting it mildly. This other agency that we're going to be working with, and they have become part of our team, and they are working with us as, even though we're bringing another agency on to fulfill some of the things that we do for our clients, this agency is wanting to be part of our team. Yes. And they have been amazing. I went to them with something that they don't even do yesterday. And I said, can we work something out for this? Is this possible? And he's like, give me 15 minutes.
So if you want, so I want to preface it with this, or I guess wrap up with this. And this is a very harsh truth. But if you cannot do these things, if you cannot invest the time into the things that I've talked about, you need to go work for somebody else.
Amen. Yeah, you have to. If you can't manage a business, if you can't manage a business, you can't run a successful business, which means you are going to eventually piss everybody off and not get new business.
Which is basically where I was going with it. It's hard to hear, but if you can't do these things, you're incapable of doing these things, or you're not even making an effort. People can see if you've made an effort. That's all they want to see is just an effort. So if you can't even make an effort because it's like so far beyond your mind and you could care less, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So save yourself the heartache and go work for somebody else. There are a lot of people out there that are looking for people that are entrepreneurial minded to come work for them, and they will pay you well and they will treat you well. So that's how important these things are, because without clients, you have no business. So this is one of the most important things that you can do. Your other processes and procedures are important, but they are secondary to making sure your client is happy. Because again, like I just said, without clients, you have no business. And royally screwing up these things will drive your company into the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
That is the unfortunate truth. Now, if you do continue to find clients, it's going to be a nightmare. You're going to be working all hours all the time. You're going to always have people yelling at you. It's going to be the most stressful, awful experience ever. It's going to be awful. You're just creating and I don't understand this, is you're hurting the client, yes, but you're hurting yourself more.
You're creating a world of stress. You're creating a combative environment for yourself.
It's a very toxic environment. You are creating a toxic environment for yourself, which, if I would imagine, is exactly why you left the corporate working for somebody else to begin with, was because it was a toxic environment. So now you're going to come out here because you're not equipped and you don't know what you're doing, and you're going to create it for yourself again. That's sad to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I pity those of you that are doing it, because I can only imagine the stress and unhappiness and resentment and anger that you're feeling. I feel bad for you. That's gotta suck. Because I remember how that felt when I worked for somebody else and I said I would never do it again. And every time it rears its ugly head, you can ask Danielle, every time it rears its ugly head and it tries to sneak back in, I go absolutely insane and start locking things down and plugging holes left and right, and like get borderline nasty with people that are creating it, because I am not available for it. My team is not available for it. That's not the culture we have at this company, and we're not going to live that way. Not doing it. And anybody that's causing it can get on. And I mean it. That includes clients. I don't care who you are. So that's how serious it is, because it affects your health. And without our health, we might as well hang it up.
Exactly.
So I guess we'll wrap it up there. But I hope you guys learned something this morning. Sorry for the soapbox, but this is very, very, very important stuff. It's very important. And I can't drive home how important your operations are any harder than this. And I'm going to keep drilling it into your head. And you guys can call me the professor. You can call me whoever, all you want. But without these things, you have no company. It's going to flounder.
And this comes back to the conversation last week. I can't remember whether it was Thursday or Friday. Who you hire first in your business. Your business depends on you delivering what you're delivering. Hire the person that can help you deliver first.
They're most important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have an amazing day today. I hope what we're sharing with you and teaching you really does. Well, I know if you listen and apply, it really will help in your business, because that's why we're where we are. It's also why we have learned again, and this is another case of Gina and I looking at each other going, we cannot be nice.
Can't be nice. And like, you cannot be nice. And that's the part that sucks. You can be empathetic and you can be kind, but that's like, and it doesn't go any further than, I appreciate the situation that you're in, but I can appreciate how you're feeling, but, and that's what sucks, because as women, we want to help. You can't. I'm sorry. You can't. No, you can't.
We can't. And we wanted to run this company more like a family, and we can't, because people consistently take advantage. And I am done being taken advantage of. And Gina is done with the same. And it's really a bad place to be. And keep that in mind when trying to grow business, ladies, because this is
Don't be nice. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. Do not be nice. Be a Bia.
Gotta.
Because you know what? Tina Fey said it. It just gets stuff done. I have to censor myself because little children are watching. So they get stuff done. And it's not even really necessarily being a bee. It's more having standards and withholding people to the standards at which you've set. It's accountability. It's not even being mean. It's just holding people accountable.
Absolutely. Okay, ladies, you go have an amazing day today. Apply what you've learned. And I hope that everybody has an amazing rest of their week. Today's Thursday. I hope your weather isn't like ours here.
April.
Hi, April.
It is just business.
It's business, and business has to be treated as such. And again, there are no emotions in business. You can't. The minute you tangle your emotions into your business is the minute you have a disaster like we're dealing. We got to go clean up for the rest of today. And that's where we're going to be today, is cleaning disasters. You all have an amazing day. I hope you all don't have the weather I'm having. We have a heat index of somewhere between 100 and 110, which I live in Western New York. That's not normal. This sucks. I hope you stay cool, stay dry, and have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye-bye, everybody.
RBB Morning Show, the coach, mentor, marketing, and social media strategist you need each and every morning.